Hello, fellow Amazonians. This is David from Wanapolo with another Amazon topic for discussion. Today, we have an interesting topic that every Amazon seller just absolutely love, and they are customer returns. Let's take a look at what some people are saying online nowadays. Here we have a post: FBA returning items without outer boxes, all stickered. Yep, that looks about right. Looking at this picture here, about a lot of the returns we get are now shipped with seller boxes that are basically just product packaging that they are slapping labels on. Looking at this, blog post here, you can see that's about right. That's almost everything we get back from Amazon these days, especially for bigger items that Amazon will ship in product packaging instead of putting it in boxes themselves. And as you can see here, based on this seller, these are pretty big boxes, and I do understand why Amazon would sell them or ship them in product packaging directly. Let's see what this person says. I sell items worth over $100. Having them returned by FBA this way, unboxed, is not okay. They're clean and new when I send to FBA. They look like this, and it looks like they look like they've been in a room full of apes now. And you can see in this picture here, it's very dirty, labels everywhere. It's been scruffed up, obviously been through a lot of shipping through getting it to the customer, and the customer returned reason unwanted item. Yeah, I never opted into sticker and box shipments, and it looks like this, being charged full price for shipments. And this is expected for items like this. And very common, a lot of our bigger products are shipped in product packaging directly. There's no overbox or another carton that Amazon puts on top. And I suppose that if you do want your items shipped in an outer box, then you would have to put an extra box over your normal product carton. And I do notice that usually anything bigger than the size of your head will probably ship in the product packaging. So if that is a thing that you really care about, then you would have to put an extra box, like an outer box over the product packaging, so Amazon will ship it in that outer box, so it protects your actual product. However, though, if the customer does return the item back to FBA, and most likely it won't be in that outer box anymore, because the customer will probably throw away the outer box, play with it, then return it. And when Amazon returns it back to you, most likely they won't put it in another carton, and it'll just ship in the product packaging at the end of it. So at the end of the day, it seems like there's really no way around it. This is just a reality that you have to live with in selling on e-commerce. And when we do get packaging that's scruffed up like this in our warehouse from FBA returns or fulfilled by merchant orders, we'll usually just sell it at a condition that is lower than new. So when you list things, you can choose new, like new, very good, acceptable, right? And when it's original packaging that's scruffed up, but the item inside is mint, hasn't been opened, or there's no sign of being used, then we'll sell it as like new at like 30% off. That usually gets it out the door. So that's what we'll usually do. And if it's, let's say, someone, like the packaging is damaged or doesn't come in original packaging, then we'll sell it as like an acceptable condition at 50% off. So at least we recuperate some of our costs, and that's usually that's how we handle a situation like this. And looking at some of the comments, similar frustration. Last year, I had a $150 Lego set returned just like this, had 3 or 4 shipping labels stickered everywhere, and box was destroyed. Amazon doesn't care. So Yeah, and it's just the reality of selling on Amazon. And to be frank, like UPS store, they don't care when you return something, or like Kohl's, they don't care what they get back. They just, they see the item, they see your QR code, there's a line behind them, they just scan the QR, they put in the bag, or if there's a box, they slap a label on it and throw it into the bin, right? And that's really just how they deal with it. So it's just the way it is. And we've always said, always mark up your products 5% just to have this buffer against returns, because returning things on Amazon is easy and people will do it. So, all right, let's see what else people are experiencing here. Customers using brand new items and returning them used. Why are customers able to use brand new items and return them used, or send brand new items back with missing pieces? I had a brand new toy returned used, and now I can't sell it on Amazon because it's returned damaged by the customer, but I'm being charged for it and Amazon is not doing anything about it. And this is a common experience we have too, because we have a brand that are automobile tools, and very oftentimes customers will try it out. They'll plan on seeing if it works for them, and when they use the tools, it gets all scratched up, especially in the automobile industry. And it's just annoying that we get back an item obviously used, has like scratches on it. But luckily, for the most part, we're able to sell it at an 50% off, at an acceptable condition on the product listing. But this is just the way returns work for Amazon. It's extremely easy to take advantage of. And going back to this post by an Amazon employee, that we can report abuse on Seller Central. But again, there's impossible to win these cases, because what happens if the customer says, well, we got it used, like it was in a used condition, or like they say it's a defective claim, then you're not going to win that. And you can try, I guess, submitting a safety claim, but how much time is that going to take? And how many returns do you get that you're going to be able to have the time to submit all these safety claims? You would have to hire just a part-time employee just to do that. So it's unrealistic, but it's worth a shot if you have the time. So, and then moving on here, let's see. What else is people saying? I've been getting unsellable returns sent to me. Every single one I receive is in perfect condition. Shouldn't Amazon be checking these and reselling them if they're good? So I've noticed that sometimes we get brand new items returned to us, but it's deemed unsellable, but it's very sellable. And sometimes we have customers that receive products that are obviously not sellable, where they're missing parts, but we get calls saying, hey, we're missing this. It's obviously been used. Like why is this being sold as brand new? And that's because when someone returns, like a customer returns something, they get to choose what type of deposition the item is in. And a lot of times they put new or in good condition just because they feel like they don't want to get charged, even though it's been used. And in our case, it was a tool that we sold. It's been used, scratched up. Obviously, the customer even tried to, I guess, modify the tool by removing some of the parts, like really removing the parts, and even lost some of the parts in the process. They returned it as brand new, and Amazon sold it to another customer because this customer, when they returned it, said it was brand new, unused. And we got the call, and we had to claim. The customer wasn't happy, like, hey, why was this sent to us? And we explained to them, like, hey, Amazon sometimes makes this mistake, and it's not from us, and we'll make it right. And we send them the parts, and everything was good. But the point is, yeah, it really depends what the customer says. The deposition of the product is of the return good. And this is sometimes, they say it's unsellable, but it's sellable, and you get it back. Then either you sell it as a brand new condition, a third-party listing, or a fulfilled by merchant listing, or you can send it back to Amazon. And sometimes customers will get used products that they'll be unhappy about. But again, another reality of having a third-party warehouse doing things for you. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. Okay. Final post here. Amazon returns replacement orders. It's a joke. We are 100% FBA, no prime. Buyer opened a return and claimed wrong item was sent. However, we pulled camera footage and shows the exact item ordered shipped by part number. Customer requests a replacement item. We emailed them and started that they would be getting the same item again as they already have. We shipped replacement. Sorry, this grammar is pretty bad here. This has been over a month ago. Buyer still has not returned the original item claimed as wrong item was sent. That's a mistake. You need to make sure the seller or the buyer submits a replacement request on Amazon, so they're obligated to ship it back. And then when the tracking number gets tracked as being turned into the post office or courier, then you'll get the refund, or they will be off the hook because they have to return the item for a replacement, or they'll get charged for it. And it seems the seller sent a replacement without having the buyer go through the Amazon process of submitting a replacement claim. We have tried to open the safety claim, but it will allow us to open claim. It won't allow us. It says customer return is still in transit, but there is no acceptance scan by USPS showing item was ever turned over to them from customer. And here's the tracking number. This is absolutely ridiculous. Why should we send a replacement item for item never returned, and for item... Sorry, this grammar is horrible. That is exactly the same as we shipped. At minimum, customer return must be scanned as accepted by shipping company before sellers should have to ship replacement item. This is out of control with Amazon. We are now out of an item and having shipped a second exact item sent, and Amazon won't let us open safety claim because they think item is still in transit on RMA and that RMA number. Okay. What happens is Amazon will require the buyer to return the first item that's under replacement. And as soon as there is first scan, means that the item is received by the post office or the courier, then Amazon will accept it as returned for the buyer, right? But if there is no first scan, then I believe after a 30-day period from the original buy date, then they will be charged for the first item as well, or the second item. So they'll be charged twice if they don't return the item within 30 days, based on the first scan. So this person should get another, I guess, order or reimbursement from the customer for the second item sent if they don't return the first item. So this is what will happen, and I think they need to wait 30 days and come back and check if they were ever credited for the second item sent if the first item was never scanned in after 30 days. So that's assume they opened a replacement claim and the seller shipped it after the replacement claim was processed, and have the label bought from Amazon as well. So that way everything is tracked in the Amazon system, and Amazon will be able to see what's going on if there's ever a safety claim issued. So that's why it's also important to buy all your labels and have the customer transact returns, replacements through the Amazon system as well. So you are protected by the safety claim policy on Amazon Seller Central. Okay, that is the last post, and that ends our discussion. Well, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this information helpful. And if you do, please consider subscribing and leaving a thumbs up. It takes very little effort from you, and it makes a massive impact on how YouTube ranks my content. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.